All right? You guys want? Oh, is this the right event? Maybe I'm seeing a wrong one. All right. My name is Ambassador Thomas Kwaka Omolo, also known as Big Ted. And I'm going to be your host for the evening, and we shall have a great time. Tell your neighbor we shall have a great time. No. Tell him in the tone that I'm saying it. We shall have a great time. So the first thing you'll do for me this evening is turn to the person next to you and tell them, you must have been a very beautiful baby. Tell them, even if it doesn't look like it now, but you must have been a very beautiful baby. Oh, you don't want to tell her? Oh, you already said it? All right, somebody can add, even if it doesn't look like it now, but you must have been a very beautiful baby. Welcome to this event, ladies and gentlemen, where we're going to celebrate great minds. This is my personal belief. It does not have anything to do with the sponsors or the owners of this event. I think that the world has almost run out of stories to tell. And they're looking for new minds, new perspectives to be able to tell the stories. And in this age and era of technology, where the phone is available to everybody on earth, the phone instantly and technology has turned all of us into filmmakers. And now you have a chance to tell your story from your perspective. And you are also a filmmaker. In the future, I believe we shall not have platforms which show, but we shall have all these cameras and phones as stations where people are able to go and watch content. So one, we have to tell our story. Two, how shall we influence positive, real stories? Because you know what they say, that until the lion learns how to write, all the stories will only glorify the hunter. So this day we encourage all the lions in this room to write your story. And this goes to great people in this land. Write books about yourself. Write books about the people you find ahead of you. Write books. Let's make them into movies. Kenya, with over 52 tribes, has not made even one movie about the great legends of those land. We have the content, we have the capacity, we have the people. Let us tell our story. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I was being paid to do, to encourage you. Now let me go back to the program. You missed a good place to clap. No applause? Now, that's something we shall do the whole evening, is when somebody comes up to receive an award or somebody does something good, what shall we do? Applause. All right? So let's try it out. Just warm up your hands and let's just clap for nothing. This is just for the sake of clapping. Thank you. Thank you very much. I never knew that the EPL, the European League, or the great athletics meets of the world actually have encores on the speakers. And I used to wonder, how come these guys just know when to clap? Or there'll be a mama like, oh, and I'm like, oh my God, this crowd is so demure. Until they came to Nairobi and they brought out this big machine and said, number 1 is for claps, number 3 is for O's, number 4 is for ooh, number 5. So we shall do that tonight, okay? If I lift up my right hand, it's a woo, all right? If I lift up my left hand, it's a clap, okay? So let's try it out. You good students. Amazing. I think we shall do this again next week, same time, same place. If we're invited, we'll come back here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin by acknowledging our partners who are here with us today. WFP, thank you very much. UNICEF, DRC, FCO, KFC, I can see my brother team here. And I'll be mentioning 2 or 3 others who are here with us today. Jitamani Africa, Asanteni Sana, thank you for putting this together. And then all the students and the new talents of the world who are here. Please put your hands together for my big brother, Dr. Wale Akinyemi, in the house. And my other noisy brother, Mr. Kalombo, who's also with us. But no, for Kalombo, for Dr. Wale? All right, you guys are good, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to move us straight into the program. This will take just a bit of your time. And allow me to please welcome to make some remarks Stella, who's here with us. We love your dress.
I think it will last for a while, this relationship. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I am very privileged on behalf of FilmAid Kenya to welcome all of you to our 18th Film Festival. So our guest of honor, Ms. Michelle Apala, that I see sitting at the back somewhere, who's the UNHCR Senior Protection Officer, Jen Karare from the Department of Refugee Services, Abraham Mariita, the Project Director for Internews, Timothy Owase, the Chief Executive Officer of Kenya Film Commission, Peter Otieno, Program Policy Officer at World Food Program, Nick Moresa, also Program Policy Officer at World Dam Reneke Van, who's Regional Humanitarian Coordinator at the Netherlands Embassy, Sarah Musenya, Education Emergency Officer, UNICEF, Caroline Juki, Chief Technical Officer at ILO, Clement Kazabon at ECHO, Technical Assistant. Our dear friends and students from Dadaab and Kakuma refugee camps who we are here to honor and to see the work that they have done. Maybe to just take a moment for them to stand so we know their faces and who they are. So maybe we have our students to stand for a moment. It looks like they're on this other side. Karibuni sana, lovely ladies. Members of staff of FilmAid Kenya, as well, we'll take a moment to have them to stand because they're the ones who also make this possible all the way from the training, productions, and guiding all our work in the operations. Ladies, you can have a seat. So FilmAid staff can take a moment to wave. There are a little bit more than that. I wish also to acknowledge the presence of some of the country directors that are present here that we work together. Craig from TDH, Simon, I think he's on the way, from Danish Refugee Council, Montasir International Rescue Committee, Jacob Bonyo from Refuge Point, Romana Koech, ABSI Foundation, Jamin from Reds Kenya, old and dear friends of Film Aid, Rufus and Kelly, Karibuni. We have also a friend of Film Aid, Jane, from the Kenyan Embassy in Washington. Other members of the NGO community, donors and development partners. Karibuni sana to the Film Aid Film Festival. So I'll take a few moments to just kind of talk about who Film Aid is. I know that some of us are here for the first time interacting with our work and our film festival. So Film Aid is a communication agency that works in largely the arid and semi-arid lands. We are known very well for our programs within the refugee operation, but we also work in another 10 counties in collaboration with the UNFPA on the protection of women and girls. And Film Aid is an agency that focuses on ensuring that the communities that we are serving actually own the narratives that we put out there, and that they are in the lead of telling their own stories and driving the advocacy for their own needs. Film Aid currently has about 150 staff, and most of them are from the communities that are affected by the crisis. So refugees, host communities, and from the marginalized communities across the ASAL. Generally, Film Aid has 4 interconnected work streams, so skills development in media and communication, production of media content, multimedia, multilingual. So we have the film that we are known for because we are Film Aid, but also we own a Ref FM radio station, so we produce a lot of audio content. There's also very important ways of delivering communication, that's participatory theater, music, and visual art. So Film Aid delivers generally content in up to 19 languages today, reaching approximately 1.3 million people annually across the 12 counties that we work. So we know that it does feel like we're in the middle of crisis in the non-profit sector, development humanitarian sector. And I think if you were to describe the role of organizations like Film Aid, and the role of communication is more important today, because to address everything today, we have to communicate. I think we know that the world, we are in information age, communication age. Communities are very savvy. Access to communication gadgets, access to internet is very high in the areas that we are working. And therefore, information and communication is really at the heart of the center. Over the years, as we are transforming as a sector, we have prioritized communication participation as some of the core new principles of delivering aid in humanitarian sector, as well as, of course, in development. And so the work that we're doing, even though there's the crisis, again, more crises in different parts of the world. We know about Gaza, we know about Ukraine, and yet funding to countries like Kenya or Africa, East Africa, the Global South is continually reducing. So it means with the little that is there, we have to bridge that delivery of aid and services with information and communication, and a very important component that is participation of that community that has been affected by crisis as people that can be part and parcel of delivery, of serving themselves, and that is in trust of their own wisdom, understanding of their own needs. So I think really more than before, communication is a critical component, and we call it communication is aid now. That is something that is new, but I think for the actors, we know that is at the center of our delivery of services. And more than before, storytelling is an important tool for communication, and that is why Film Aid has the film festival. So basically, we use media and storytelling to be able to come to actors like yourselves, Kenya as a country, which just to to go back a little bit. So we are also in the middle of another transition following the signing of the Refugee Act 2021 into law. We are talking about transitioning the delivery of services to government of Kenya, and we are deeply honored, firstly, that the government is open and is taking leadership. But the realization of the Refugee Act, then we have to be at the center of communicating. And a lot of that is jargon. It's actually a legal document. How do you communicate that legal jargon to a mother from South Sudan that doesn't speak English or Swahili? So it becomes very important that the students that have been trained locally, that speak local languages, and are able to bring the local values and the face of that community in a language that is understandable. So the film festival is this platform that we ensure that we are able to communicate with you, policymakers, media practitioners, and the people that are supporting to continue the training. And I think my chairman later on will talk about why we need a continuation in
wax kale ka sii barto aan ku shaqeysto aan rajeynayaa insha Allah.
Thank you to the support of the Golden Globe Foundation for enabling FilmAid to create a space where young people learn, create, and grow. It is important that through this program we give these young people a voice so they can have the ability to tell their own stories in their own way.
In a world where borders shape identities and belonging is never guaranteed, home becomes more than a place. It becomes a longing, a search, a fight. My name is Tasha, South Sudanese by heritage, a refugee in Kakuma by circumstance. This is the truth I carry, the struggle that has shaped me. I have fought to belong, to understand where I fit in a world that sees me as an outsider.
You cannot understand this language. Why are you here?
Let her come. I'm the mother. Let me talk. Let me make her understand. I was telling them about South Sudan.
I speak English. I speak Swahili. But neither language completes me. I do not speak the tongue of my parents. Yet, I am not Kenyan. The word refugee follows me, stamped on every document, whispered in every glance.
Are you sure both your parents are from South Sudan? No South Sudanese child looks like you.
Kenyan are in Nairobi, not in Kakuma.
So, where do I belong? Am I South Sudanese? Am I Kenyan? Or something else entirely? In South Sudan, the land I'm supposed to call home is nothing more than a name in conversations. I can't understand a place I've never seen.
She always bring us the news.
Why do they make fun of me? Mama, why can't I not be proud of where I came from? My child, home is not defined by jokes that way. It is defined by the people around you. You must understand.
Even at home, my siblings keep their distance. They speak in a tongue I cannot grasp, exchanging looks that make me feel like a guest in a house that should be mine. My world is more than the hardships of the camp. It is shaped by those who come and go.
You've never seen a real city, have you? This is all you'll ever know.
I understand isolation, not just loneliness, but being unseen, unheard, and misplaced. Caught between two worlds, neither claiming me. Seeking refuge, I slip into the camp's library, where the scent of old pages offers a quiet escape. I lose myself in stories of distant cities. I'm not Kenyan. I'm not South Sudanese. I'm something else. Something lost between them. A name without a country. A voice without a home. And the question lingers. If I belong nowhere, where do I go? Who do I become?
My dear,
Tracing my fingers over maps of places I've never seen. Imagining a life that stretches beyond this world. One where possibility replaces confinement. I sit at the edge of the classroom, careful not to take too much space. The teachers speak in languages I barely understand. Their voices drifting past
How
me
my girls doing?
like sand slipping through their fingers. The lessons don't scare me. It's the silence that does. The brief hesitations when someone realizes I don't speak their dialect.
Sasha, can you read the next sentence, please? She won't get it right. I'm trying.
For so long, I thought the world outside this world was what defined me. But now, I know better. It is not the place. It's the way I see myself. I am now 23 years. I survived the first phase of castigation and stigma. I am now fighting the second phase, a more severe one, adolescent groups. Kakuma is a chapter in my story, not the whole book. Wherever I go, its lessons, its resilience, and its echoes will walk with me. I am not defined by where I started, but by where I choose to go.
My names are Abdi Fattah Ashar Mohammed, the head coach of Al Mansour United Football Club based in Ifawan, Dadaab refugee camp. And football is an entertainment to the youth in refugee Dadaab camp. Football brings diverse community together. A good example, my team Al Mansour United composed of different nationality. We have players from Somali community, we have players from Ethiopian community, we have players from South Sudanese community, we have players from Congolese community and other communities that lives in the Dadaab refugee camp. In this camp, 75% of youth are now graduated high school, and this 75% who have graduated high school, majority of them are jobless. Job creation in the Dadaab refugee camps are very minimal. So if you don't engage youth in sports, they will be engaged in other illegal activities. In the Dadaab refugee camp, especially in Ifo, we have around 132 teams that are registered, and each year there's always being conducted a tournament, and they have won this cup called Champions Cup, and this was the first champions that was brought in the Dadaab refugee camp, and Ifo was the first team to host that cup, and Al Mansour was the winners. Players or people who are involved in sports activity in the Dadaab refugee camps, they face so many challenges. One of those challenges are now climate changes. The effect of climate change that brought to the players in the Dadaab refugee camps, like sometimes it rains, when it rains, it floods. Once it floods, it will be having a challenge for the players to practice training or go to the field to showcase their talent, because all over the ground is now full of water. They play with hot sun, and some of them, they play without shoes, barefooted, and this sun always disturbs them. Some of them now got sickness because of the hot sun. They will start playing when it is very hot from 3 p.m. for there. Some of them play at 12 when they have tournament. They want to practice training. So, and every team tries to have as much as they can practice themselves. So they practice when it is very hot sun, 12 p.m. and that has affected their health, both mentally and physically.
We experience challenges while playing in a hot and a sunny area and an open field, which sometimes cause common cold, difficult breathing, sneezing a lot. Planting trees around the field could have helped us a lot, like to get a shelter or shade for the fans to sit under the tree, and also to prevent dust sometimes.
I'm Gideon Nyakaru Momanyi from Dadaab, and I'm in Yusra Secondary School. I was actually trained in Dadaab. I'm one of the GCF, Greenwood Facilitator. We got a lot of skills and the ways of mitigation of the global shift in climate change. How does the increase in temperatures affect the recreation facilities or recreation or actually sport activities? Learners playing in the field, they get dehydrated because there is a lot of sweating. And when there's a lot of sweating, even in terms of health, your body will not be working well. You need to compensate by taking a lot of water. Another thing, when they are playing on that background, there's a lot of dust and a lot of sand. That sand can enter into their eyes. And you know what will happen to our eyes if that one happens. So another thing to curb that, we have decided to plant some trees and rare seedlings. You can see the shamba around. It has a sweet potato. It has a cowbies. That's actually increasing the surface cover or vegetation cover around. And when you increase vegetation cover, you are even reducing windstorms.
Mostly, what encouraged us to play this football is that it is a passion. We have that hope in case we get an opportunity from abroad or any other place, we showcase our talent which we have been playing in the camps.
You know, every human being has a talent. So I encourage everyone, he or she, to use their talents in a good way. For example, if you are a football talented player, instead of wasting your time in illegal activities such as drugs and criminal activities, use your talent. You don't know where you will be tomorrow. If you got a chance to go to abroad, you can proceed to your talent and showcase your talent to the highest level of world, whereby tomorrow we may watch you in the screens and support you. One good thing that I can tell about sports is like people who showcase their talent in the Dadaab refugee camps, when they got a chance of resulted in abroad, majority of them now succeeded now to continue with their talent. A good example was one of my players from Al Mansour United, who is now currently in Australia. He was the goalkeeper for Al Mansour United. His name was Gerard. He's now playing the 3rd division in Australia, and he performed well. And he's one of the key players in that league where he's playing now. That is one of progress that players, when they have their talent here in the camp, they showcase their talent. If they got that opportunity of going to abroad now, they still continue. That is one. We also have some players from IFO who have been taken to Somalia to showcase their talent. They were playing Somali Premier League. A good example is the captain of IFO national team called Wali Abdi Ahmed, who was called Wali Gofane, is now in Somalia. And we have some other talented players from Hagadera and Dagahle who showcase their talent, and they are showing in bigger stages their talent. So that's a good example of now showcasing their talent in the Dadaab refugee camp. Regardless of what they face, they don't give up. They feel and they keep pushing their dreams.
In my community, girls' education is often overlooked because it is believed our place is at home, in the kitchen, or a man's house, not in the classroom. I am Amara, and this is my story.
Amara! The laundry will wash itself alone. The neighbors will be here soon.
I wonder why he's here again.
Asante. Amara tini. Amara tie. Amara te kara mero no puedo quiere ampan. Lo que ampan no puta giro.
Abino mene gilok mo kan. Pin? Tingan mo la lonya mo bino ga America.
Okay.
La lonya tameno me ramar bodgan kwano. Eni nyomo ko. Tigi chene ja.
I'm not a good news. I'm not your bad. Apo ya kunyo loko.
Neno aja. Gibarong perte maya. Mir la lonya ni wane eni tie promi million marama te. Muni chene Kenya. Then go home. Romo kwa ndiango. Maromi ya chiel gipier bi.
Munu ke wa be oraja. Be nyene tie.
Nyere tie.
Ni dwak report bonye. Dwak report gi mara to ke.
Anu atama ya baja. No miro gi nong gi temwa ya lo bot. Mena mara.
Ana lokere, mu da ana lokere. Amar tie ti mo ngangkan. Go pe marang tie tie.
Tiga. Kwa bene ja la nyere ka ro kwam ja konyo ko ja.
Gini tie en nyere mar. Be dong mod mun gor wal ko do.
Inong di wati ma ja. Mir wati maren men minyo men.
Rako mun
nyere po no ko do ke US.
Ayer mo kan pe. Mun gi mara to.
I yearn for school. I long for my friends, and more than anything, I miss being just a child. I never asked for all these responsibilities. All I want is a chance to be a normal kid like others. Sometimes I wonder, should I run away and leave all this behind? Maybe, just maybe.
Amara, what are you doing outside at this time of the night? I know you want to learn, Amara, but if you leave, who feeds your brother? Who cleans? Your father's work is uncertain. I'm a scared child. Without you, we might all fall apart. Please, go back to sleep.
Songa hivi juu.
Nyorosha mguu kama unaona mguu yako inakuwa.
Slide voice.
Uko poa?
Uko poa.
Ngoja hadi akuje karibu juu. Kuja.
Kama unatazama hii, basi ujue tu nilikosea pakubwa, yaani vibaya sana. Lakini hilo sio hata tatizo. Tatizo halisi nilidhani mimi ni mjanja. Samahani, hata sijajitambulisha bado. Jina langu ni Abdalla Mohamed Suleiman wa Kakuma. Nilifika hapa Kakuma miaka 7 iliyopita. Niliacha kila kitu. Ghafla nyumbani pakageuka kuwa hatari. Dakika moja tulikuwa shambani, tukicheka, tukila embe chini ya mti. Dakika inayofuata tulikuwa tunakimbia kuokoa maisha. Bunduki, milipuko, moshi, miili barabarani, nyumba zikiteketea. Tulitembea hadi miguu ikatoa damu. Na hatimaye tukafika kituo cha mapokezi cha Kakuma. Tumechoka, tumechafuka, lakini tuko hai. Siku zote niliamini mambo yatabadilika. Niliamini hilo kwa moyo wangu wote, kwamba siku moja tutarudi kuishi maisha ya kawaida. Lakini siku hiyo nimekuwa nikiingoja. Sasa hii ndiyo hadithi yangu. Siku moja ya jua kali, nilikuwa nimekaa nje ya nyumba kama mtaalamu wa filosofia, lakini akili yangu iliyokuwa bizi. Nilikuwa nawaangalia watoto wakicheza, wakicheka, na mimi nilikuwa nimekwama, sio kimwili, kiroho. Furaha yangu ilikuwa inapigana na hofu yangu. Nikajiuliza, watakulia maisha yote hapa wakicheka tu? Mara mke wangu akaingia, akaketi, akanitizama, akasema, unaonekana umechoka. Nikamwambia, mama, sijachoka, nimeisha. Hakushangaa, alitikisa kichwa tu kama mtu anayejua kilicho mbele yake. Kisha akasongea kando, macho yakiwa na mwanga, akasema, tuchochee shida ili tuonekane kama waathirika. Nikakaa kimya, nikamkodolea macho. Wavulana usiku wanatushambulia, tuna panic, tuna ripoti DRS, wanakuja, kisha boom, uhamisho wa haraka. Nikamuuliza, na wakutishika wakituweka ndani? Akasema kwa kutojali, basi unachagua kubaki hapa na wheelbarrow. Akanisogelea tena, akaniongelesha kwa sauti ya chini, Amina ameenda, Salim ameenda, yule mjomba mwenye jicho la pembeni hata na yeye yuko Texas sasa. Nikamtazama. Kwa ajili ya nafsi ya kusema siku moja tulijaribu, maana njaa ikigonga mlango hata heshima haifunguliwi bila kuuliza ni nani anabisha. Miguu yangu ilienda tu, hakuna kusubiri wala kufikiria. Nilikuwa napiga kona Kakuma kama bodaboda ambaye imeibiwa. Vumbi liliziba koo, jasho lilitiririka, lakini mawazo yangu yalikuwa kwa kazi niliyokusudia. Niliwapata wale wazee watatu wa mtaa, mabingwa wa kulegalega, wanaume waliograduate kwa chuo cha kulala tu na kukaa. Niliwakaribia kama mtu aliyepewa agizo la mbinguni, kisha nikaanza, wanaume, niko na maneno, kujeni kwangu jioni, mfanye fujo ndogo tu, makelele, mvunje dirisha ili watu wa mtaa washtuke, tisheni jirani. Mmoja wao akanikazia macho kama kitabu kigumu cha kusoma. Una chakula? Maharagwe na kuku kama zipo. Basi dili ilikuwa imekamilika na muda ulikuwa seti. Kabla mpango kuanza, tulifanya sherehe kidogo, maharagwe, kuku, ugali baridi wa jana, na hakuna hata mmoja aliyeomba maji hata mara moja. Basi muda wa kutekeleza mpango ulikuwa umefika. Kisha mara ghafla, boom, bang bang, mapanga yakipiga mabati, majirani wanalia kama kwaya ya waombolezaji. Kisha ukaja ule wakati uliovunja roho yangu. Mzee Shoka, shujaa wetu, alikuwa anarudi kutoka kujibamba kwenye baa kama kawaida yake, chupa mkononi, kifua mbele kama askari. Aliganda, akapiga hatua moja ya ujasiri, crack! Alianguka moja kwa moja kwenye karai langu. Nilisikia sauti kabla hata maumivu kufika. Si plastiki tu iliyopasuka, bali pia mshirika wangu wa karibu katika usafi. Lala salama, karai. Kesho yake mama alienda DRS kwa speed kama ameitwa kuokoa maisha. Mke wangu aliketi mbele ya afisa, mtulivu kama mke wa mchungaji. Halafu akafungua mdomo, akaanza kuelezea kuhusu shambulio. Mama alieleza kama sinema ya 3D, machozi, time yake. Hapo nikajua mpango wa resettlement unakaribia. Siku iliyofuata DRS walifika, na hapana, hawakuwa wageni wa chai. Walikuja kwa uchunguzi. Unaelewa, baada ya kesi kama yetu ya madai ya kuvamiwa usiku, hofu na majeraha ya kiakili, DRS na viongozi lazima wahakikishe kila kitu. Wanapaswa kuangalia na kuthibitisha kama walivyosemwa ama yaliyosemwa ni kweli. Waliingia kama watu wanaotafuta kitu kilichofichwa. Macho yao yalizunguka kila mahali kama ya kinyonga. Mmoja alikuwa na kamera kubwa hadi nikadhani anatafuta twiga. Walizunguka polepole kama watu waliotafuta nyoka aliyepotea. Waliangalia kila sehemu. Hawa watu walikuwa makini kweli, hakukuwa na utani. Na walivyoondoka kutoka kwa macho yao, nilijua kesi ilikuwa imekubalika, kesi imejipa. Mimi sikuchelewa. Nilianza kugawa vitu kama natoka kwa good news. Majirani walibarikiwa, nguo, meza, hata karai. Hiyo ndiyo huitwa sadaka ya roho safi. Nikamtazama mama watoto, nikamnong'onezea kama taarifa ya siri. Mama, Ulaya iko fixed. Wewe nitakununulia duka zima la nguo hadi handbag zinazolingana na mood yako. Alitikisa kichwa tu. Na ili kufunga kabisa hiyo mpango, alichoma nguo zake zote, hata ile sketi aliyovuka njaa na mafuriko. Tukavaa kama mabalozi. Tukaanza kufanya rehearsal ya kutembea kama watu wanaoingia ndege JKIA. Kisha nikajiambia lazima nijue lugha ya Kijerumani, Danke, Kifaransa, la petat. Nikajikuta nikiambia mama watoto, tafadhali funga mkanda. Tulikuwa deep ndani ya ndoto hadi tukafungua Google kuuliza, barafu huwa unahisije? Mtu wajua anaweza kweli? Mwezi mmoja baadaye tukapigiwa simu, kesi yetu imepitishwa. Fungeni virago, safari iko tayari. Ndani ya gari nilikuwa na tabasamu huku kichwa kiko nje ya dirisha. Akilini tayari niliona jina langu likiangazia magazeti na TV. Headlines za magazeti. Familia ya mzee Abdalla kutoka Kakuma yaunda historia. Tukafika Est, moyo wangu ukawa unadunda kama ngoma za kitamaduni. Halafu, samahani, wewe ni bwana Abdalla Mohamed Suleiman? Wakatoa vitambulisho vyao. Bwana, tafadhali twende pamoja. Safari yako ya kwenda Ulaya imesimamishwa, imekatika. Yaani safari imepigwa stop. Kuna tatizo kwenye faili lako. Tatizo? Moyo wangu ukaanguka, miguu ikafuata. Lakini mke wangu aliposikia tu hayo maneno, akapiga nduru moja, nduru aliyoitoa ilikuwa ya polepole lakini chungu sana. Kisha boom, akaanguka pale pale mlangoni. Watoto wakagandia hapo. Na unajua nini? Kumbe mtoto wangu, damu yangu mwenyewe, alikuwa amemwambia kila kitu. Jiba. Unajiuliza Jiba ni nani? Jiba alikuwa best friend wa mtoto wangu shuleni. Alikuwa amemweleza vyema atakuwa anasomea ndani ya nchi za kigeni, yani Amerika. Jiba alikuwa mtoto wa afisa mkuu aliyeongoza uchunguzi wa kesi yetu. Hebu fikiria, kuntu wote kama Insha, mama na baba walijifanya wamevamiwa. Sasa tunaenda Marekani. Yule afisa alikuwa hapo kwa airport, alisimama tu akinitazama kwa macho ya usaliti. Hawakunitia pingu pekee, waliweka minyororo kwenye ndoto zangu pia. Heshima imetiririka. Nikajiuliza, je, ili nilistahili? Niliweka familia yangu kwenye hatari. Nikafanya familia yangu kuwa kicheko cha kambi. Lakini kitu kimoja kizuri, nilirudishiwa wheelbarrow langu na majirani. Wewe unayetazama hii, nawe pia unapanga njia ya mkato. Labda hujawahi kudanganya, lakini umewahi kufikiria, mimi nilitaka kupaa, nikatumia uongo kama mabawa.
Lights on, please. I'd planned to lie, but after watching that, I think I'll just say the truth for the rest of the evening. Let's get some help from the... Yes, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for this great movies. And now we shall just get some short remarks from a few people, and then we shall go on to award some of these wonderful presentations and productions. So first of all, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to please bring up FCPA Julius Mwatu, who's a board member and a partner at CPJ and Associates, and he has extensive knowledge in various things. Please, sir, come and be our first speaker. Makofi tafadhali.
Please continue clapping. Thank you very much. Film Festival, 18th edition. And you know what that means. Can you clap again? Yes. At 18, a baby becomes an adult. And guess what? This has been happening because you have made it happen. And I believe together we'll continue making it happen. So my name is FCPA Julius Mwatu. I am the board chair of Film Aid Kenya. And to our chief guest from UNHCR, our partners, I know Stella talked about our partners, very important collaborations we have. Film Aid board, and I'm here with Dr. Marangu. Dr. Marangu, you can stand up and wave. Let's clap for him. They are out of the country. Our invited guests, our staff, led by Stella, our students, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. First of all, congratulations tonight to the winners and to every crew that made us laugh, flinch, think, and care. Your craft is the headline, and my job is the footnote that makes the headline sustain. One, to shift the flow, route a larger share directly to national NGOs like Film Aid Kenya, fund multi-year programs, and so we humbly appeal for flexible awards with hover and palliative. Kindly, please fund our operational expenses to be able to do the logistics, do better quality programs, and then tie the tranches to outcomes, job placements, which lead to earnings and deliberate share of women and youth in paid roles. And if we are accountable for resource has to deliver them. And ladies and gentlemen, I can commit this, that we are accountable. The second one is back to the last step, from skill to accrued. Allow me again appreciate the Film Aid staff. Can you be upstanding? Led by Stella. Let's clap for them. Yes, thank you. You can sit down. They have kept it on and kept it up for the last 1 year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a great player in the creative economy industry in Kenya. And I picked a couple of things, and I've got some thoughts. I'll keep on throwing them as we go along. Netflix worldwide has 213 million subscribers. In East and Central Africa, we have 716 million people. Do the math. Allow me to call up the next speaker. Abraham Marita is a seasoned media and communication expert with over 17 years experience in media development, digital democracy, and governance. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to make some remarks. Abraham Marita.
So it is working. Yes, my name is Abraham Marita, and I work with Internews as a project director. I'm here representing Fatuma Sanbur, who is the regional Africa director. And I'll read a speech. So good evening, distinguished guests, partners, filmmakers, friends of FilmAid. It is an honor to join you tonight at the 18th edition of the Female Film Festival organized by FilmAid Kenya, United Nations High Commission for Refugees, and the Golden Globe Foundation, together, of course, with the Kenya Film Commission. This year's theme, Stories That Move Us, Building a Creative Digital Economy, reminds us of the transformative power of storytelling, how creativity, not only entertainment, but drives understanding, inclusion, and opportunity. For over 2 decades, this festival has illuminated stories of resilience and hope, told through the eyes of refugees and host communities. And this year is particularly special as refugees filmmakers and FilmAid alumni from Dadaab, Kakuma, and Kolabie take the center stage, showcasing the creative pipeline from training to professional storytelling. These are voices that are too often unheard, now commanding the red carpet, the screen, and our hearts. Behind the remarkable creativity we celebrate tonight lies the quite powerful work of partnerships that invest in talent development. One such collaboration is between FilmAid and Internews. Throughout the Golden Globe Foundation project titled Inuka, Inuka Voices, raising refugee and host community voices through visual storytelling as change advocates. The Inuka project aims to train and mentor over 130 young people aged between 18 to 30 years from the 3 locations on film, journalism, theater, music, and fine arts. The goal is to build technical and creative skills, strengthen entrepreneurship, and open pathways for jobs and sustainable creative enterprises. The impact has been deeply inspiring. Graduates of the Inuka program are now equipped with portfolios, certifications, real opportunities. Many of them are the same talented alumni whose works we have seen screened during this festival. This is how partnerships translate into progress, transforming raw potential into professional artistry, transforming communities into creative economies. At Internews, we believe everyone deserves trustworthy news and information to make informed decisions about their lives and to hold power to account. We train journalists and digital rights activists to tackle disinformation and offer business expertise to media outlets to become financially sustainable. We support independent media in over 100 countries, from radio stations in refugee camps to hyper-local news outlets to individual activists and reporters. We have helped our partners reach millions of people with quality local information that saves lives, improves livelihoods, and holds institutions accountable. So tonight, as we celebrate the winners of FilmAid Film Festival during the Gala Awards, let us remember that every film, every performance, every frame is a reflection of courage and of investment in human potential. Internews support to FilmAid with the backing of the Golden Globe Foundation shows that when we nurture creativity in marginalized spaces, we ignite movements of hope, inclusion, and self-expression. To the filmmakers, alumni, and all the storytellers here, your stories move us. Keep creating, keep challenging, keep shining a light where it matters most. Congratulations to all the nominees and awardees, and thank you for keeping the power of story alive. Enjoy the evening and let the celebrations continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope that the young people who are here from wherever it is, from Kakuma or from wherever, that you're inspired by what you see today. And for me, it's just to tell you that that talent that you have can take you places. God did not put it in your hand for no reason. When the former president appointed me to the ambassador for Kenya to LA, everybody asked, what does this guy have? He doesn't have the paper, he doesn't have the pedigree, what does he have? But I had talent. And this talent has taken me places. I've dined with the biggest people on earth. So just hold on to that talent and just apply it. I assure you, we shall see you at the finish line very soon. Allow me to call up our next speaker. And he's a good friend of mine. He's the CEO of the Kenya Film Commission. I've walked the streets of Hollywood with him, knocking doors and seeking help from various people. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Timothy Owase.
Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Good evening. Are you enjoying the moment? This evening, I came here specifically to enjoy the movies that we are watching, and I'm not disappointed. I want to take this opportunity to appreciate the FilmAid team for a wonderful job that you're actually doing. I've seen the story of Amara, the way the pictures have been taken, the narration of the stories, the, of course, positioning of the lighting and everything else. For those filmmakers who are in the house, you can agree with me that these are wonderful stories. And of course, this depicts exactly what stories are meant to do. We at Kenya Film Commission, we are all about looking at film as a holistic element for livelihoods, promotion of businesses, and as well as an opportunity for us to be able to champion advocacy, as well as room for us to get to understand one another. The story of Kakuma and Dadaab, I think, has been depicted here so well in a way that we must be able to live as a community. Who remembers what you watched a few minutes ago about the community football team? You all watched this particular film, and it depicts exactly what a community is all about. We all watch Arsenal, Manchester United, Gor Mahia, AFC Leopards, and others. But when a story is put on pen and paper, you are able to really see what this is all about. For our young sisters and gentlemen from Kakuma and Dadaab and all other refugee camps, I just want to take this moment to encourage you that you are on the right track, and FilmAid, keep doing what you are doing, because that is the way to go. At Kenya Film Commission, we are committed to working with you to see to it that we can be able to actually position storytelling as a real livelihood for our economic development and social well-being. Because when you talk about social well-being of our people, it is not just an issue of discussing, but we believe through stories we can be able to change narratives, come up with critical policies that can be able to help us get to the next level. I've referred to the film Amara because our MC, when he was introducing us, he talked about one film, Nawi. Nawi is a Kenyan story that was actually set in Turkana. And this film has gone all the way to Hollywood and other places, and is still winning many prizes across the globe. These are stories that are coming from our villages, and it's all about we putting our hands together to support this kind of stories. Stories that can be able to position Kenya as a real filming destination, because we do have talent. Talent in terms of skilled manpower, the locations that we have, as well as the kind of environment that we are working in or we are operating in. So let's do this together and support Film Aid in its work as we continue seeing to it that refugees and the host communities have a space they can be able to smile, and also that we have Kenya as a better place that everyone will admire. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You just fell short of saying that through KFC we shall push some of the movies to be shown with the public. Yeah, I know you're a government official, putting you in a fix. But it's possible. It's possible for us to show these movies to the world, because the world wants to hear from our perspective. And I can't wait for the day that we shall even shoot these movies in our mother tongue, in different languages, because you know what they said? If you want to speak to somebody, speak in English, but if you want to speak to their soul, speak in a language that they understand. Ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you that it's time for us to do that. Allow me to please invite the next speaker. Our next speaker is a Cameroonian seasoned jurist, specialized in human rights, international criminal law, and international humanitarian law, with 20 years of experience at the UNHCR. She's worked across Africa, South Asia on forced displacement and stateless eradication, including Benin, Chad, Cote d'Ivoire, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Afghanistan, Sudan, and Senegal, and Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our next speaker. This is Apala Donfak Michelle.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. I'm Michelle Apala. I'm the Senior Protection Officer with UNHCR Kenya. I'm happy to be here on behalf of my representative, Ms. Caroline Van Buren. On behalf of UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, of course, I'm honored to join you all tonight to celebrate creativity, resilience, and inclusion. UNHCR presence this evening is more than a pleasure. It's a commitment to stand with Film Aid and the storytellers, filmmakers who bring light to this annual gathering. This year's festival is not only timely, it's also essential. In a world of shrinking resources and growing humanitarian needs, it reminds us that even the harshest circumstances, stories can build bridges, shift perspectives, and spark change. UNHCR would like to take this opportunity to once again commend the government of Kenya for its open door policy, without which we wouldn't have been here to celebrate the resilience and creativity of refugees. Congratulations to Film Aid for organizing this event, and sincere thanks to all those who contributed, in making this happening today. After watching the film screening and hearing, the stories, refugee voice, I would like to speak on 4 points, 4 key points that give sense to why we are here today. The first is the celebration of courage and creativity. This festival is a tribute to those who have lost almost everything, yet found the strength to tell their stories. It is where refugee voices rise. Silence narrative find light, and hope is not only imagined, but filmed, shared, felt to drive change. The second point I would like to mention is a tribute to collective efforts. Despite all the challenges that have been mentioned tonight, including limited resources, Film Aid, supported by various partners, among which UNHCR, has made this celebration possible. And this festival is a living proof of what we can achieve when communities, organizations, individuals, various stakeholders come together with purpose. The third point, the Film Aid Film Festival is an initiative supporting socioeconomic inclusion and self-reliance. And this year marks a major milestone in refugee inclusion. As we all know, the Shirika Plan was launched in March by the government of Kenya. It signals a bold shift from humanitarian aid to socioeconomic inclusion and self-reliance. Kakuma and Dadaab, where we know many of these films have been produced, and by refugees coming from those camps. Those two camps, those two municipalities are envisioned as thriving hubs where refugees and host community live, learn, share together as partners in Kenya's journey towards inclusive development and shared prosperity. And I'm happy to say that Film Aid's work beautifully aligns with this vision. Through skill development, filmmaking, media literacy, and storytelling, refugee youth demonstrate their talent. They challenge stereotypes and build social cohesion, and definitely inspire change as they look to earn income and being self-reliant. These stories we have seen tonight are not just artistic expressions. They are tools for advocacy, inclusion, and resilience. Finally, this event is a call to action and remind us of our shared responsibility. As we have watched the powerful films and applaud the winners, let us remind ourselves, storytelling is not just art. It's a call to action. And UNHCR is honored to support Film Aid and the next generation of filmmakers, young voices rising from displacement. Their stories matter, and their dreams deserve support. And together, let's turn these dreams into reality. I would like to congratulate in advance all the winners tonight, and I thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right, you guys are hired for the next gig we'll have. All right? Allow me to please, we only have 2 more people to just make some remarks. Allow me to please bring up on stage Reneke Van Dam to please give some remarks, and then I will invite our final speaker before we award the best this evening. Please, a round of applause.
Yeah, right? Thanks so much. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to keep it very short because I think we're really excited to go towards the award ceremony. But yeah, I'm Rineke van Dam. I work for the Netherlands Embassy here in Nairobi. And I'm really delighted on behalf of our embassy in the Netherlands to attend this gala event. It's not my first one. Been, I think, 2 years ago. And it's always sort of in the rain season. It's always a bit tricky to get here on time and with the traffic and everything. So it's always nice feeling to be here then with this crowd again. Yeah, as the Netherlands, we're very proud to support Film Aid. We do so through our Prospects program. Maybe some of you are familiar with it, but maybe others not. It's a program with a number of partners, UNHCR, UNICEF, ILO, World Bank, and IFC. And specifically in this program, there's UNICEF and ILO that are supporting Film Aid. And it's all about basically transitioning towards a different perspective of supporting refugees, moving away from a humanitarian perspective, one towards more hope, prospects, self-reliance and empowerment of refugees and host communities. And how better to do that than through arts, creative arts. And it's something to expose yourself, to make yourself vulnerable, to put your story into a film or into radio or etc. But then also if you can make money with it, how amazing is that? So I think this is really something we really proud of supporting, and thanks to all the colleagues who are making that possible, so Film Aid specifically, of course. So let me leave it at that, and just already say congratulations to the winners, but also the ones who are not winning, because you're already a winner by making this story. And yeah, thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Now, finally, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to please bring... Do you know that everybody has two kinds of voices that they can use? Even Jeff Koinange, that's not really how he speaks. We were once mugged with Jeff Koinange. And I want to assure you that he did not tell the thieves, why are you stealing from me? No. It was a more different voice. It was a bit chivalry. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, don't tell him I've told that joke for the last 14 years. He asked me to retire it, and Jeff Koinange, that's the last time I will tell that joke. Tonight. I'll tell him again tomorrow. All right, Peter Otieno, ladies and gentlemen, is a highly experienced humanitarian aid professional with over 22 years of continuous service in emergency operations and international development across Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Peter as he comes up to make our final remarks just before we have our awards. And you dressed very nicely.
Thank you, Jeff. Pleasure to meet you again. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know you are tired, but I know how to engage a tired crowd. I start by telling my own story before I come to Film Aid. 23 years ago, September 16th this year, I was a teacher in the Dadaab refugee camps. I'm so happy today when Film Aid is telling the story of 75% of youth in the Dadaab camps having graduated from high school. And I'm one of the 3 who was sent to go and put foundation of high school education in Dadaab. So I'm also celebrating this day. So kwa wanafunzi wote in Dadaab, I'm known as Mwalimu Otieno, with a big story in Tagahale, in Ifo, in Hagadera. In Kakuma, I'm known as Otieno Bamba Chakula. I am here with my colleague, Nicholas Mweresa, if he may stand up. Nicholas and I am here on behalf of WP Kenya Emergency Program. So I've lived so much in Dadaab and Kakuma, so it's now pulling the the thing to the last end, and I'm now focusing on the Kenyan population because in the spirit of integration. So we have spoken, we have talked so much, but nobody has talked about the mother. So I want to ask for your permission so that I talk about the mother, because we always go, we eat, we get satisfied in parties, but we rarely recognize those who cook the food. Do I have your permission? So our mother here is Film Aid, and I want to give a short history of Film Aid. And I was given permission by Nicholas to talk because I was a little taller. We compared a few things, and I had more years living in the camps. So I will tell it like a story. But at the end of the story, when you live here, you should know that as WP, our engagement in Film Aid, is premised on 3 fronts. 1, evolutionary nature. 2nd, need-based. And 3rd, competency-based. Not the CBC, the Kenyan CBC. In 2007, we had a big problem in the refugee camps, particularly in Kakuma. Anemia. Women particularly were very anemic. So we engaged good brains, scientific brains, and we were led by none other than Dr. Mohamed Kasim. I hope he's retired now, madam, I don't know. And he came up with a very weird prospect that with this anemia level, how do we address it? Let's bring animals, slaughter them, and take liver and feed women on liver so that they can recover. So we, after the meeting, and it was a meeting, after the meeting we asked Dr. Mohamed, have you calculated the biomass that we are going to dispose if we were to slaughter all camels, or where will we get this? So we said, let's go innovation. By then, innovation was a new terminology. So WAP engaged a company in Netherlands called DSM, Dutch Steel Mine, or DSM Foods. And we came up with something called Mix Me. It was a micronutrient powder that was in a sachet, because we had all these temperature issues and all that. And we tried, so you just stir it like some salt and sprinkle it, it's a sprinkle, and then you eat. And we did this in 2007, 2008 with all their experts. We were using Cambry and all that. It was a good study. In the end, we would have lots of these sachets disposed, not utilized, because there were lots of myths around it. The sachets were done in such a way that they could be protective, the food component or the sprinkles from extreme weather and all that. So the sachet at the external looked like condoms. So most communities, particularly Sudanese and Somalis, said this thing will stop our women from having children. You are bringing condoms in sprinkles. So the myths started flying, and all those myriads of myths. So when we were evaluating the success of the project, I remember we were in a meeting and I was asked, in one sentence, can you tell us whether this project was successful or otherwise? And you know, in humanitarian, we never say never. So I cracked my brain very fast, and I came up and said, allow me to use a medical analogy. And then I was given the permission. So I said, our Mix Meals project was a successful surgical operation, but the patient died. So yes, we achieved what we wanted. We identified that the sprinkles could address the micronutrient if used well, but were people welcoming all of it? No. So we removed the tumor as surgeons, but the patient rested. So you, as a person who took the patient, what would you want? The tumor or a living patient? So we moved to the next level. So what we discovered is that we did not communicate well. We didn't have a specialized agency to talk about the sprinkles. We were using NCK, National Council of Kenya, and small groups that were acting skits based on where they come from, Somali Bantu, Barawa, Bajunis up there, the Acholis there, and all those small things. And so we said, in future, when we have a serious project, we need a specialized agency. And just before I left Kakuma for Dadaab, FilmAid came, and that was our first interaction. So the mother came, and we said going forward, and what is joint assessment in 2012 said we must use specialized agencies in new projects. So as WAP, because I said it is evolutionary, so you can see now how it started. And then the need was because we needed a specialized agency to talk to people, as Big Ted said here, speak it in a language they understand, and in the context that is representing them. So fast forward, in 2013, we again talked to UNHCR because donors were pushing us very hard. How do we know these refugees you are feeding live in these camps? We need proof of existence. So we said, yeah, technology. And we were bold to start something called biometrics. And you know, people used to come to distribution points with a lot of food. You just come with a card, whether the card belongs to your cousin who is in the US or Nairobi. The card shows you are there, and we punch it, and you take all that food and sell it at the exit. So the trucks that came with food were loading it, going back, because people were not living in the camps, and there were excesses. And this was a challenge. So we said we will use a computer-based application where you have to come, tap, and confirm you are the owner of that card, and you are in that camp, and get your rations and proceed. This was the toughest change I ever saw, because nobody wants change. And refugees are even more averse to change than us because of what they have gone through in life. And when human beings are losing something, particularly the business community with the selling excess food, they are ready to die for it. So people are incited. But thank God FilmAid had come. And we engaged them. They studied the context. They started making skits. They started speaking to people in a language they could understand. From Dagahale to Agadera to Ifo, it was tough. But FilmAid helped us convince the community that this was a good thing for them. So clap for FilmAid for bringing biometrics. And by the way, I think Kenya is the only country where refugees go through biometrics every month to get what they deserve. So without FilmAid, we would have lost it. We never wanted a dead patient with a successful operation. So now we had a successful surgical operation, and the patient is walking every month. Across Dadaab and Kakuma, you'll find biometrics, courtesy of our cooperation with FilmAid. Then, again with assessments, we discovered that the food that we get from our donors, or what we can get around, is more cereals, pulses, vegetable oil, and all that. But people need meat, they need milk, they need all this. So we wanted to introduce cash-based transfers. And as usual, we have to go through a process. So Joint Assessment Mission said we could do market assessment, was saying it was good. But people who traded on food did not want that change again. Because you bring cash, you reduce food, you interfere with an ecosystem. And it was very tough again. So we started with piloting from fresh food vouchers, then cash at 10%, 20%. So right now, if you go to the Dadaab refugee camps or Kakuma, there's a common terminology called Bamba Chakula. Bamba is kind of slang in Kiswahili, meaning grab. So FilmAid helped us to come with terminologies that could appeal to populations around there. So FilmAid, Bamba Chakula is still living. We thank you. Thank you for speaking to these young people who are also the influencers of their parents in the refugee camp. Another milestone we have had with FilmAid, and when you talk about the mother, you are given a little more time because you refuse to talk about the mother, but I'm not going to take long. We have had camps have their ups and downs. We had a spiraling Dadaab camp in 2010, 2011 because of issues around South Central Somalia and the drought in Horn of Africa. And we opened Cambios, we opened Ifo too. And then when things changed, the populations reduced and we had to bring the camps down. Now consolidating the camps and talking to refugees that you have to accept to move from here to go and live here and host community from Cambios, that you have to close Cambios, which was also their livelihood, was not very easy. This is another change process that FilmAid helps us advocate based on local context to bring down Cambios and E42. And again, recently when it was expanding, you help us again advocate why we should have E42 as opposed to Cambios. So FilmAid is our dependable partner. But finally, this year, last year and this year we have had the worst, because we say donors are saying, and there is and evidence shows that if you've been in the camp for 30 years or 20 years, you have some business. Are you entitled to the same food as someone who has just come from South Sudan? No. This person is just coming to settle. You have been here with businesses. So we said we want to go on what we call differentiated assistance. It wasn't something new because in 2014, the Joint Assessment Mission recommended that WP and UNHCR should engage refugees with a view to having differentiated assistance so that, how do we say it, the law of social justice, to each person give according to the need. And it has been very hard convincing someone with a big shop that we will not give you food, but you will remain a refugee with all the protection rights. Let us give this one. Because the ration card, which has been used for collecting food, is also tied to other things. And knowing that even if you don't collect food, you can also get this thing has been an issue. It was the most difficult thing. And we are now successful, courtesy of good, effective communication. Let's clap for FilmAid. So as I close it, Madam Stella and FilmAid team, you are inspiring. We see great films. We have Angelina Jolie who built this school in Kakuma. We believe through you we'll make Angelina Jolies. We had Drew Barrymore and all these guys who have visited the camps. But please take it beyond the Frontiers of Refugee program. Look at arid and semi-arid areas, these local integrations, opportunities with county government, social behavior change communication, in new models, particularly on issues of malnutrition in ASALs. You have a host of opportunities that we may not discuss and conclude this night because people are tired. Allow me to put it an end at that point. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. A round of applause for Peter. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we shall now go into our awards. And allow me to put on my voice for this section. In the world I work in, it's called the voice of God. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please get ready for the awards. Should have been some music playing in the background, drum rolls or something. Everybody drum rolls on your laps. And now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite from WFP to present our first award, Nick Mwera. And the winner is the Best Lead Actor or Actress, Esther Rukatha of Second Chance. A round of applause, please. Nick, please just come up. Is Esther with us? All right. Somebody who can pick it up on their behalf? Give us a minute, let them just get that ready. So now you guys understand why I told you everybody has a different voice. Now that Jeff Koinange so he was pleading with his thieves not to take his phone. And it wasn't in a deep voice. So please, thank you. Best Lead Actor, ladies and gentlemen, actress is actually Esther Rukatha, Second Chance. A round of applause. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we present the next award. This is for the best directing, and I request Sarah from UNICEF to please come up on stage. And the winner is Lies Have Wings. So we know you. All right. Come on, let's just get the claps going. You want to say something? You want to thank God? Okay.
Good evening, guys. I'm Susan Nakong John, and I directed the 3 films. And it was my first time doing it. And thank you for my classmates. They believed in me and trusted in me. And I'm so happy. I've made them proud. And I'm doing editing, video editing. I'm a photographer and a videographer.
Thank you. And now the next category, ladies and gentlemen, is Best Supporting Actor. This goes to Mary Odeteng, and allow me to welcome Simon Zoka from DRC Echo to present these awards. And the movie is Fears and Chains. Just keep the claps going until they get here. You want to say something? That's something too. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome up on stage to present the next award. Please put your hands together for Mr. Timothy Owase. And he presents the category of Best Overall. And the winner is Lies Have Wings. And for the purposes of these pictures, please make sure the pixels are okay. When you put your phone up, we'll look to make sure it's a good phone. We don't want to be squinting to see through the pixels. Please, say something.
Hello everyone. My name is Sion Zalaka. I was the assistant director of the 3 films. I'm so proud to be here and I'm very happy. Thanks for my team and thanks for FilmAid.
Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome from ILO, Caroline. And she presents the award for Best Screenplay. Please put your hands together for the winner, A Name with No Country. have to say something this time.
I think I have to say something. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Nyaret Galwakton, and I'm proud to be here. Actually, I don't know what to say. But thank you to Filimate Kenya. Actually, they have done a very big thing. I wanted to be a writer back in the day. I write my story in a book, and then sometimes they just, because of the location, sometimes flat and everything. But they gave me a platform where I was able to write a name without a country, and I'm very proud. It's a story of, did you guys watch it? So thank you. I'm very proud of you guys. And I feel like crying, but Nimona Nairobi, so.
Oh my goodness. The things we take for granted. Yeah? The things we take for granted. Allow me to please bring up our next presenter, Michelle. Please come up. And Michelle presents the award for Best Cinematography. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the winner. Drum rolls. So now, when this award is called, the crowd needs to have a shock. So you won't clap. What will you do? Ooh. All right? Come on, guys. We need to do these things. It's for TV. All right? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the award for Best Cinematography. Please put your hands together for the winner, Between Books and Burden. Say something, please.
Hi, my name is Akuchma Ramadan, also known as Chichi, and I was the assistant director for this movie, based on a true story, and I'm very proud that it has won an award. Thank you.
And finally, allow me to call up Madam Stella, please, to present this final award. And this is the award for Best Alumni. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the winner, Ramadan Kuchman, Between Books and Burden.
She's also the trainer. She also supports the training, and she's from the refugee community, so it's not only making films, but transferring the skills that she's learned.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the awards. And before we go, I would like us to listen to something very important. I would like to bring up King B, an alumni of Film Aid. King B. Come on, clap for this guy like you know. Boss, listen. No, go back. Go back. Guys, listen. If I told you guys, put your hands for Oprah Winfrey, you guys will be going crazy. You know, you'll be like, Oprah, you get a car, everybody gets a car. You'll have been so happy. Guys, before that guy makes it to Hollywood and the big screen, please just clap for him like you know him then. Ladies and gentlemen, putting hands for King B. Yeah. King B is an alumni of Film Aid, but he's also a spoken word artist. So we shall give him 1 minute, 2 minutes to just blow us away with great spoken word. King B.
Thank you so much. Hi. What remembers my name?
my full name. Who was there last year? Exactly 1 year and a month now. We did a poem together, right? King B is my state name. My name is Bapot, Omot, Oman, Obono, Olo, Get, Nubra. Who remembers it? That's my name. Alright, I'm touched by you. I'm from Dadaab. Mr. Etienne, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And because of that, now I have a change of my poem. So I'll play something related to education and filmmaking. Hey, pay attention. I got some things to mention through all TV stations. It's all about child exploitation all over the nation. Think of the next generation and be part of revelation. But not through intoxication. Give me education, because it's a simple foundation of your organizations. I will fight with courage and determination to end all these pathetic distractions. In all the directions, we need free and fair elections so that we refugees achieve our ambitions. These are not my imaginations, but my suggestions. Get the right interpretation, and I'm praying for our salvation. I want to be my father's reflection, and that is why I am in preparation. I don't want repetition. Get the right definition. The Dadaab and Kakuma are not an exception. I don't have to forget my last appreciation. Thank you for this invitation. Without application, you let me give my salutation. God bless this nation. God bless your organization. God bless this nation. And God bless Kenya. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our awards ceremony and the recognition of the students and the various film categories. Before I allow us to do two things. One, listen to a very able musician called Jax on the sax, a good friend of mine. And then we shall open it up for social networking. All right? Before we do that, and as I leave the stage, I just want to share with you a short story, just to inspire everybody who's here. And this goes to Film Aid. When I was serving in the States, this is a year ago, I was called by a small university run by a Kenyan. And when they called me, they told me that they would like to honor me, because I don't have a degree, but they told me they'd like to honor me with a doctorate, an honorary doctorate. And I felt like, why me? You know, I'm not good enough. Actually, when I went there, I went a day before, and I went in the night just to look and see, is it true? Because you never know with Kenyans. They can just pop out and say, where would you jokes? And I remember agonizing with a good friend of mine, and I told him that I feel like I don't want to go for this thing. It's a small university. It's not Harvard and everything. And he told me that that's the problem. But he told me, Ted, do you know that this small university has given you its highest honor? They don't have anything else that they can give to you. They've given you their highest. So just like many of us who grew up in the rural areas and our moms would remove that one plate kept for visitors, Film Aid, you have removed that one plate for these kids. And let me assure you that it means the world to them. So for us, In the words of Louis Armstrong, it may just be a step, but for them it's a total leap, as you've heard today. So let's encourage them. Whatever it is that we can do, let's do it. I'm putting together this week the biggest DJ convention in East Africa. I think we have some South Sudanese coming and everybody else, you know, and would love if you have DJs and you're teaching, let them come and enjoy themselves, you know. My friend there is a dance instructor with a broken leg, oxymoron, but, you know, what can we do to just make these kids achieve their dream? That's why we're here. We're blessed to be a blessing. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great evening. But before you go, Jack's on the sax. Please come and do your thing. And then we shall walk out and we shall get into high-level networking. Now, the dream is this: 10 contacts. You must make 10 new contacts. All right? Students, make sure you meet 10 new people. 2 of them can change your life. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, Stella.
My apologies. I need to say thank you to the people that have made it possible for us to have the film festival. That's the Kenya Film Commission, Jitamani Africa, UNHCR, ECHO, together with the Danish Refugee Council, UNICEF, World Food Programme, Golden Globes Foundation, which is also the main sponsor of the training program, International Labour Organization, and Hiva Fund. Asanteni sana.
Let me also acknowledge Jitamani who are here. Thank you so much. Asante sana. And also, let us just give a round of applause for Film Aid. A good round of applause. Thank you. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time at the Tribe Hotel, please put your hands together for Jax on the sax.